One of the things I think you've done particularly well is kind of balance that thing of, we say at Titus, people come first, or we're a people-first organization. The lens in which we look through is what's best for our people, then what's best for our partners, which we call our customers, and then what's best for profits. But they're all tied together. You can't have one without the other. Like, if any of them fail, like, they're all going to fail. But how do you kind of do this sort of people-first lens when it comes to like career growth and development? Like, well, I want to do this now. And, you sort of balance that pretty well.
I think with the people first mentality, a lot of it is balancing where the person wants to go to by saying sometimes we can't give you that growth and development, but helping them find what they can out there on the web, going to their own training, finding a coach who might be outside of the business. Like, I think the hardest part is people really looking outside of our walls for growth and development, not just inside, and then feeling okay to do that. Like, giving people freedom to go grow and create depth and breadth of knowledge, not just because of the things we're giving them. I do think we do a good job of offering training and education, but there's only so much we can offer.
Like what? Give an example of outside kind of the four walls, or what were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I've been internally coaching the majority of our senior leaders since I started with Titus. And I myself had an external coach, and I felt like my external coach, somebody that I just found through networking event, was where I saw the most growth in my career. Really having somebody who didn't know the internal workings of the business, didn't necessarily have any play in the politics, and I know that can sound like a dirty word, but politics exists in every organization. Totally, It's interpersonal savvy, org savvy, whatever you want to call it. But really having that person outside of the business who's only worried about where I want to get better, where I want to grow.
Right. Okay, so you have a coach still?
I do.
Okay. And do you encourage people to go outside the organization to find things that are going to invest in them? And what would be an example of that?
If they need to. So I'm hoping we offer enough internally, right? A great manager, great coach internally, a lot of education or training opportunities. But if people need to go outside the organization, like we use Franklin Covey for a lot of our learning. So even though it's internal, that might be another opportunity for somebody to go attend a training that maybe we don't have internally. But there are a million free trainings out there right now.
Totally.
Go to the web. Go to the World Wide Web.
The www.
Yeah, go there.
That's cool. So as far as career path goes, because I'm thinking a lot of our team, which I mean, I dearly just really, really appreciate them, that they've chosen to invest their skills and talents and treasures right here in what we're building. Because they're entrepreneurial and they're quite hard charging and fast paced, and they want to know what's next all the time. What am I working towards? What happens if it's like, what happens if somebody's like, I feel like you're not letting me run.
A little stuck, yeah.
Because I don't want to lose people. I mean, everything feels personal to me. I think probably a lot of entrepreneurs who are building stuff, it feels just deeply personal. And I don't want people to leave if I have an opportunity to grow them and develop them. But what would be, like, how do you help coach somebody around that kind of?
Yeah, you and I have talked a lot about this. I think we have in our mind this age-old corporate ladder. People want to climb up this ladder. And we've talked more about this idea of scaffolding, that there's a lot of different ways that you can grow without taking a new title. For some people, title is really important, but I would hope that more important to an individual are skill development so that they can basically move into any seat they would want in the future. Knowing that we don't have it today, maybe we don't have it tomorrow. We're just really trying to get people to understand that you can create depth and breadth without getting a title promotion, but they're still growing and developing. So sometimes it's just saying, be patient. We don't always have a seat right now. It doesn't mean we won't have one in the future.
And so if somebody says, hey, I want this seat that doesn't even exist yet. I know that these are real things. We have people in our company who are like, I want to be doing this. And we're like, we don't do that.
We don't do that.
Yet. I think we could. Like, I'll give an example. We do a lot of internal events at Titus, internal events for our team. And then we also do external ones. We have talent retreats come in. We got these like Titus experiences where we do like virtual events, and then we do in-person events. We do international travel events. There is, obviously, being in the role I sit in, I'm like constantly dreaming about what the next few years are going to look like. And someone's like, I would love the full-time job of an event planner. And I'm like, oh, we don't have that. And like, how do you temper this? Anyway, I think probably a lot of people who listen to this, they're dealing with hard-charging people around on their teams who want so much more. And they're like, I can't pay you a salary to do that
You also want the hard-charging people. So you don't want to take that charge out of the individual because they're doing such great work in the seat that they might be in today. They're mastering the seat. They're the people, the results-driven people we want to perform in our organization for us.